Light Bulb Moments here. Hello and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm gonna illustrate how to file your tax returns using the Excel method. Basically, the Excel method is where you fill in various sections of these predefined or automated, let me call it an automated Excel sheet from the KRA, where you get this downloaded on iTax portal after having successfully logged in, of course. So on the first page here or sheet, you will find instructions that are very important that you read. And then on this page is an error page that will record any errors that you make as you fill in these other sections. And then you begin with a basics information page. On this page, I'd previously filled in a couple of sections. So basically, you will enter your personal identification number or rather your KRA PIN number, and then you will select the type of return. If it's the first time that you're returning your taxes for this particular year, you'll select original. If you're making a change, maybe you made an error, you'll select amended. And then you will indicate the return period. So if you're filing taxes in 2020, then it means that you're filing the taxes for the previous year. So you begin with the first day of January 2019, and then until the last day of December 2019. So you go through each of these other fields and ensure that the details indicated are accurate. So basically, any field with a red and asterisk means that that field must be filled in. It is a required field. So any field with a red asterisk on top of it means that the field cannot be submitted as an empty field. You will be required to enter some data on it. So you go ahead and read each and every line and fill in the details. Employment, if it is a yes, you select yes. If it's a no, you select no. Do you have a partnership income? If it is a yes, you select yes. If it is a no, you select no. So you go through all this and then you go to section part 2, sorry, where you enter your bank name details. So in case KRA owes you, then they would use these details to pay you back. If you owe them, the story is gonna be different. They will get your details, and they'll be able to invoice you for the amount that you owe them. So carefully go through all these details based on the uh, on what you're filling in. Basically, if part 3 applies to you, go ahead and fill in. If part 4 applies to you, go ahead and fill it in. If part 4 and part 5 applies to you, otherwise, if they do not apply to you, and you will notice they do not have a red asterisk on top, because not everyone will have um, not everyone will have details to fill in on these sections, but everyone must fill in these details with a red asterisk. So when you're done with your basic information, you go to section F, where you fill in the details of what I'm using right now is the tax deduction card for 2018, but there's another one for 2019. So the P9 form will have details of your employer name, employee's main name or official name, any other names that you might have, and your employer's PIN and your employee's PIN. So this form will also have details of your basic salary and a total down there. So if you got employed at the middle of this year, say July, then your basic salary details, your benefits, and all these other columns will have information beginning the month when you started receiving your employment salary or your employment income. So if you started receiving employment income from January all the way to December from a particular employer, then you will have all these details filled in. If you left employment at the middle of the year, so you'll have two P9 forms, one from your previous employer and another one from your current employer. So let's go back to the Excel sheet. So when you go back to the Excel sheet, your P9 form will have details of your employer PIN number. So you go here, you get this employer's PIN and you enter it here. So probably it's gonna be P 00 something something, some random 11-digit numbers. And then you enter the employer's name. So probably the employer name is company X. And then you enter your gross pay details. You go back to your P9 form. This is your total gross pay column. You enter the value that will be indicated there. So probably the value was, say, 9,000 Kenya shillings. Allowances and benefits from your employer other than car and housing. So you go back to your P9 form. Again, there is this column called benefits, non-cash. If there's a value indicated there, say for example it was 4,000 or it was 0, you just enter 0. The value car benefit, if you do not have any car benefits or value of any quarters, you just say 0. If you do not have 0, that is for quarters. And then pension if in excess. If your pension is not in excess, then the value will be 0. And then the total employment income will be automatically populated. If you have another employer or you are employed twice within the same year by different employers, then you'll put the PIN number of the other employer. So say that's the number. It is normally 11 digits, so I'm just putting in a fake figure there. We edit this. And then the other employer was company Z. And you received 20,000 Kenya shillings from them. And you did not get any benefits, neither did you get any housing from them. And your pension was not in excess. So it's gonna automatically populate that. So your total employment income that will be taxed is 109,000 Kenya shillings. So when you're done with part F, you click on next or you click on this Excel sheet. So while you're still here, you can just go on next and it will take you to this sheet. Then section M, you enter the details of pay deducted at source from your salary. So the PIN of the employer. So the first employer was this. You enter their name again. It was company X. Taxable salary. Under taxable salary, you go back to your P9 form. Under chargeable pay, that is what is called taxable salary. You pick the amount that is down there. So probably your taxable salary for this might be maybe 86,000. Again, it will be indicated in the P9 form. Tax payable on taxable salary. Tax payable is basically tax that can be charged. So you go down here and pick the figure that will be indicated there. You enter that particular figure, and then amount of tax deducted, that is payee. You go back to your P9 form again. This last column, you pick the figure indicated there. So probably it's that amount, and the amount of tax payable will be automatically. Sorry, this figure was too ambiguous. It doesn't make sense, but basically, taxable tax payable on taxable salary, you will pick whatever is in the P9 form, and then it will automatically compute for you here. So these figures do not make sense because of the values, random numbers that I'm putting here, but basically follow what is indicated in your P9 form, okay? So when you're done filling in for that particular employer, you go to the next employer, you enter the name, we call them company Z, you enter the amount as per the P9 form again, and you enter the amount. I'll just put some random numbers. Do not pay much attention to these random numbers to fill in your P9 form. So you go next. Under next, there's this section, details of income tax paid, where you fill in information about a tax that you might have paid in advance. If none, you leave them as that and you go next to the last section, which is section T. So section T, you only fill in two fields, defined pension contribution and the personal relief. If you have a life insurance, then insurance relief will be automatically computed once you enter the details of the insurer, that is the insurance company P9 PIN number, and then details about the policy, when the policy started paying, and when the policy expires, the amount of the policy, etc. So you get those details from your insurance company and you're able to fill them in. So when you're done filling in these details, you click on validate, and then this particular Excel sheet will automatically create an output file which you can be able to upload on iTax portal after you've logged in, and then you submit your taxes, and you should be able to get a receipt or an acknowledgement from KRA. I hope you've learned something, so don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and leave a comment down below on what you'd like to see next on this channel. Bye-bye.